BOMISpirit. This is going to be the weekly intuitive astrology reading for July 25th to the 31st. By the way, it is very hot today. I feel very sticky and very frizzy, but I'm getting through. So we got a lot going on this week that I know personally I'm excited about. I've already gotten some downloads too about the energy that's going on. Next week we have the new moon Leo that everybody's been, well, at least I've been excited about it. Jupiter is going retrograde, and we also have Uranus going conjunct with the North Node in Taurus. I've been talking about that one for months, so it's finally here. Also, some of you know that I'm going to be going on retreat, co-hosting a retreat in Sedona that I'm also excited for. That's a big first for me. So, and honestly, I wouldn't have been able to get to this point if it wasn't for you guys and people who've supported me along the way. So thank you. Thank you. I have a lot of gratitude for that. But yeah, we got a lot happening here. Before I dive in, anybody who's new, thank you for, coming, checking me out. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, and make sure notification settings are set to your personal preferences because they do change because of the algorithms and updates. So just make sure you check that for all of your favorite YouTube channels, okay? The way this works for my newbies, I'm going to go into the astrology and just give you my 2 cents on it. Whatever your opinions are, have them by all means. We should all have our own opinions of things. It's just me sharing my own observation and my own perspective on it. And then we go ahead and I do some channelings and pull cards. I also was kind of playing around for the last couple weeks on talking about how the astrology affects your chart, and I go like through the signs. I may do that, I might not. It took a lot of energy out of me last time, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, let's just do it. Let's dive in. So, God, where to start? So this week, a lot of North Node energy, a lot of North Node, like the North Node's being activated by many planets, not just Uranus, also Mars and Venus and Mercury. Excuse me. A lot of this is also coinciding with the new moon in Leo, and not to mention we are moving into Lion's Gate. Now with Lion's Gate, everybody focuses on 8-8. It's a great day to focus on it. Why not focus on it on 8-8? Personally, I view Lionsgate as a much larger window to be working with the energy. And so I'm kind of looking at it starting this week and ending right after the full moon Aquarius. So I'm looking at it like between new moon Leo and full moon Aquarius as that whole period of time. As of the 26th of July, Sirius will already be entering into the sky as far as being able to see Sirius. And that's the star that is centered around Lionsgate in Orion's belt. Okay, it aligns with the Great Pyramids. Excuse me, Great Pyramid. So just a little spiel about that. So that's happening this week too. So it's just exciting stuff. The astrology is definitely correlating with some stuff I was already channeling that I talked about it on Instagram a little bit, but I didn't really go into a lot of details. So the biggest thing I've been getting is something about the Rainbow Bridge. Some of you might have already had personal experience with the concept of Rainbow Bridge, especially as it relates to Kundalini awakenings and ascensions, and of course, all through different folklore and mythology, especially Norse mythology is probably the most famous one. The Rainbow Bridge, just as far as what I was picking up on it for this current period of time, yes, it alludes to the individual experience and journey of moving into wholeness, whether you want to label it an ascension, whether you want to label it as an awakening or a healing, whatever word you want to use for it, but it is in relation to that. Transcendence into wholeness, into a full integration and awareness of the self and all different versions and aspects of yourself. Collectively, sorry, I'm just excited. Collectively, this Rainbow Bridge download that I was getting is for Earth. It's for Earth. And it is for the collective. So yes, you can experience this individually, but it's also a process that's happening for the Earth during this portal, during Lionsgate. And there are many energy workers, light workers, whatever term you want to use for people who do this kind of work, that are going to be helping to stabilize this bridge. And what is this bridge for Earth? It is to help it continue to transcend in energy. It's just to help it continue to elevate dimensionally in its energetic frequency, and of course also as a collective. So it is an opportunity to jump to a higher timeline collectively. Hi, kitty cat. We got a little visitor. And I'm excited for that. Now, this is not the first time it's ever happened. Hold on. Do not knock all my cards over. I'll be so sad. Okay. He just wants to plop down and be present. This is not the first time we've gone through this. It won't be the last time we've gone through this. It's just a window of opportunity, if you will. Another thing that I was getting to with this rainbow bridge is that there's going to be a lot more connection happening with our different star families, galactic beings, again, whatever word you want to use for that. And that's something that I think everyone kind of needs, like, especially people who are already like aware and like trying to make these connections. It's just going to be easier to connect with all of them. And it's also going to be more solidified. So we might start to see some more things happening in the mass consciousness of the collective. I don't know other way to say this, like mainstream groups of people. Okay, it's probably the best way to say that. Like large groups of mainstream awareness start to experience this too in a very physical way. So we'll see how that plays out, but I'm excited. Now, anytime we have a period of time where we get a lot of light like this, like access to a lot of light, activations, higher frequencies, that sort of thing, when the veil is very, very thin, right, if you will, it kicks up a lot of shadow too. So while we're in this bliss state for Lionsgate, but also it's going to we're going to be in this for a little while because Leo season is really dynamic, and Leo season is bringing a lot of light because it's also working with Jupiter during this Leo season too, which is great, especially towards the beginning. Now, when that happens, yeah, a lot of shadow, distortion, the uglies, your whatever words fit there for you, gets kicked up, and that's not a bad thing. It's just shedding light. It's just shedding truth on everything that is there, right? So whether you see that in yourself, like after these last few weeks, especially as we move towards like end of August, or in people around you, or just collectively what we could be experiencing in our reality, just write it out and know that it's coming up to be released and let go, and we could actually move away and progress away from that. Okay. Oh gosh, so much to talk about. What's the last thing to talk about here? This is also a great time, of course, to do any manifesting that you would like to do, but don't be surprised about all the changes that are going to be happening. Uranus being conjunct the North Node on the 31st, super activating, but we also have Uranus working with Mercury. Uranus is also going to work with Venus. Uranus is also going to work with Mars. That's a lot of just change, right? A lot of possibility for change. And I was getting that radical change in our physical realities will be coming up, especially after we move past Lionsgate. That was also another part of the download I was getting. Now, how you're going to experience this could be different individually depending on where you're at in your life, and also where you are as far as your own perception of life and perception of yourself, right? We can all view change as a negative thing or a positive thing. It's really going to be an individual experience, but there's going to be a collective experience that's happening based off of individual perceptions. Okay, think of it like an average, right? If the average of the collective frequency is here, then we're going to have an experience that like would reflect that, right? If it, is lower than that, it's going to be lower than that. So try to just do your best to be happy and live your life and adapt accordingly to whatever changes happen. Some changes you might even instigate, you might even initiate on your own. They might not be unexpected and just happening to you, but know that you are significant. Nobody is insignificant, and you do have an impact on the collective, whether you realize it or not, okay? Okay, should we talk about astrology now? like I just talked about all my downloads. Hold on, I feel like I'm like staring up at the camera. There we go. Bubs, he like wants to come up a little bit. Anyway, so the astrology, like I said, a lot of North Node energy this week. And by the way, everything I'm going to be talking about astrologically speaking will align very closely with the new moon. So you can even look at this as like she's talking about the new moon for the most part, but it is for the course of the week. Okay, you're on my notes, Bubs. Hold on. Okay, actually, before I do North Node, just a little side note to remember. Jupiter is helping out this week. Jupiter is going to be trine the sun this week. Not very strongly, but it's there, it's present. And also that's going to be present under the new moon. Again, not very strong, but it's there. Jupiter is also going to be working with Pallas Athena more towards the beginning of the week. So we're going to get a little bit of optimism, a little bit of support, a little bit of luck, a little sense of synchronistic, fated, destiny, serendipitous sort of vibes there. But especially when it comes to conflict resolution. Ooh. To bug on me. Conflict resolution or coming up with new creative ideas, because Pallas Athena is in Gemini. So just know that that's there in the background as a support system, no matter how crazy things might get. Okay, I move my notes and he rolls around and just lay on my notes. They must be warm or something. Anyway, now let's talk about the North Node. Oh, where to start this North Node? So like I said, it's being activated by Uranus towards the end of the week. It's also going to be working with Mars more so towards the end of the week. And Venus also more so towards the end of the week. But as it's working with Uranus, it's still close all week. It's just exact on the 31st. So it peaks on the 31st. Under the new moon, it will also be square Mercury. The path is opening, okay? This is an opportunity to see a different way of going about your life, going about the direction of your life and your own personal journey. It's also going to be a time where we're going to see a lot of like opportunities come up out of nowhere that show us we can take a different direction, or we can do things differently. This week, this new moon Leo especially is also helping us to move into this place of wholeness, like I was saying before. Thank you, Rainbow Bridge. It's all the same energy, just different ways of talking about it, essentially. Moving into wholeness, proud, confident with it, bold and expressive with it. Mercury's helping out a lot with that. There's a little bit of rub there with Mercury though, because Mercury is in Leo energy and it's squaring off all this Taurus energy. The North Node, Uranus, Mars. Okay, it's squaring off with all of them at some point this week. It's still very important though to allow yourself to sit in that bold, confident energy. Okay? Being able to express what you haven't been able to, and also express and realize the unrealized and unexpressed dreams, passions, desires, truth. Again, the authentic you that you haven't allowed to be expressed before. So it's important. Chiron is playing a role in this too, and helping us bridge this way. So we have all these energies getting activated to set us on a new course, if we so choose. It's a free will thing, right? And there's a bridge happening here. And we're bridging from Chiron, essentially, by way of Mercury, towards North Node. So Leo energy is helping us kind of make that bridge. Now, when I say we're bridging from Chiron's creating a lot of aspects this week too. And a lot of you know Chiron is wounded energy, right? Wounded warrior energy. It's been there. It's been in Aries for quite a long time. We've all been feeling that, right? Like Chiron Aries energy is all about identity, right? Identity and ego. So we've been feeling that. Now, Chiron's creating two semi-sextiles with Mars and Uranus. Normally, I don't look at semi-sextiles because it's considered a minor aspect, but because Mars and Uranus are also working together in a conjunction at some point this week, definitely under the new moon Leo, and they're also both working with the North Node, and it's really, really important. Those semi-sextiles are also very important. It's almost like, it's basically like the bridge is shining in your face. That's what semi-sextiles are. It's a bridging sort of aspect here. So bridging towards the new, right, from our wounding. But what does that look like? We're going to be able to finally see the strength out of our personal wounds and our personal scars and issues and ways that we've been shameful or, hiding parts of ourselves, or the closeted parts of ourselves. This is a time to not just be really free, but to be very proud of it. And it's not just self-love, which Cancer's been helping us with that. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit. I guess I didn't need my notes because I'm not really looking at them and he's sprawled all over the place. Anyway, yes, to understand the strengths of our personal wounding and how that really makes us unique, and how that helps us to bring a really unique perspective to the table, but also how we can use that to create and contribute something to others, to the collective, and also to just have a fulfilling life, right? Mercury is going to make us be loud and proud about it. It's the roar. It's the roar of the lion. Think of it that way. Okay. Now, just to know with Mercury, you're probably going to ruffle people's feathers. It's fine. Honestly, I kind of think that's supposed to happen, right? Especially if you are having any conversations with people who have contributed to any of this wounding or this wounding experience. And it's meant to be healing. It's meant to be healing, and it's meant to be liberating. And if people are not used to you being in your whole and complete self, it can be kind of a lot to deal with, right? A lot to adjust to. So whatever conflicts and miscommunications happen, they happen, and that's fine. With Jupiter playing an assist, and also with some of Venus energy that I'm going to get into in a little bit, I expect that this is not going to be awful and terrible. It's probably going to lead to some big changes, though, in relationships. But I think that's needed, especially as we have these opportunities for new directions coming up, especially for anybody who's been struggling with purpose, Like, what am I doing? What do I want? What am I supposed to do? And the confusion of that, this is going to help alleviate that. Okay? So be bold, be proud. I do recommend being open-minded and listening, because there's going to be other people who are going to be in this energy too. So if somebody steps to you all loud and proud, they're exercising and showing who they are in a way they probably haven't before. So allow them to have that space to do that. Allow them the recognition of that, because you'd want the recognition of that on your end of things, right? Right. Stay open-minded. Don't take things too personally. Okay. That is essentially what's going on with Mars, Uranus, North Node, Mercury, and this whole Rainbow Bridge stuff. Now, I want to talk about Venus a little bit and the role that Venus is playing this week. Venus is in Cancer. Cancer was really important for us for what's coming in Leo season, because Leo season is a time to really stand strong and proud and passionately in who we are and sharing who we are and really going for the things that we want, right? But it's coming from the heart. It's a very proud, golden-hearted, I'm leading with my chest out sort of energy. That's what we're dealing with this Leo season. Cancer helped us to get into the deep, deep ocean of ocean, is what I've been calling it. So we can really understand what we really do want from an emotional standpoint, what we need from an emotional standpoint, and get us into our hearts. Get us into our hearts, get our hearts open for those where it applies. Again, everybody's in a different space. It's just an opportunity that I'm talking about, the way this energy's been flowing. Get us into our heart spaces, get our hearts turned on, get it big and swollen and open with energy, right? And Leo's now saying, okay, now you're there, now you feel it, and maybe you've been working on some karmic stuff. Eclipse season definitely kind of triggered that back in May, right? It's only been a couple months. Probably feels like it's been years. For me, it feels like eclipse season was like a year ago, which I know doesn't make sense, but time's not real. Anyway, and now Leo's saying, go share it. Go share it and go have fun with it. Put it into action. And that's actually the transition that anybody should experience with moving from Cancer season to Leo season. When you have like neighbors like that, I know I'm going off tangents here, but I'm just in a chatty mood. Like you have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo. The Cancer should be able to give you something to take into Leo energy that's going to help you with Leo energy. That's what each sign does for its neighbor, right? Now, the other thing I want to talk about with Venus. Venus is also square Chiron this week, more so towards the end, but it's there, it's present. Again, Chiron is what we're bridging from, right? Seeing our wounds as some of our greatest strengths, almost like as a power source to push forward and move into this sense of integration of the self and the wholeness, right? With it being square Chiron, there is probably going to be some stuff that comes up around emotional abandonment, emotional insecurity, codependency, and especially any issues around like feminine energy or even self-care and taking care of the self. So just know that that's a possibility. And the last thing, the very last thing I want to talk about, Venus sextile Mars, if I can think, Venus sextile Mars is going to be present all week. It's actually getting stronger as we leave this week because it actually goes exact sextile on August 2nd. But that aspect makes me so happy. Like, you have no idea. I love when Mars and Venus are working in a beautiful, harmonious aspect together. It just brings magic. Like, it really does. It brings magic to any kind of circumstance. It's that feminine, masculine working like in tandem with each other. This is going to lead to a lot of confidence. This is going to lead to essentially really feeling yourself, honestly. Like, you're going to be feeling kind of sensual. You might be feeling a little like, you know, sexy time, and you're going to be, it's going to be easier to attract people to you as well. You're going to be a little bit more open to giving and receiving love, and as will other people. It's also really great for creative energy if you are trying to get something started. Leo season, I'd be shocked if I met people who didn't have like serious goals coming out of Leo season. Like, Leo season really feels like a time to, if you haven't already been working, to really be confident in working something, a project, a goal, whatever it is. And also a lot of collaborations to come out of this week and these energies. So yeah, and you might meet people this week too. There's a huge propensity for that because Uranus is working with Venus in a sextile. So you might end up meet people, Jesus, words, English. You might end up meeting people this week. Enjoy it, learn from it, Some of them might be short-lived and flings and probably just meant to show you something about you or show you something about what's possible. And for some might be people hanging around for the new direction, right? For some, it's just to catalyze you into a new direction. So lots of exciting stuff going on this week. I really recommend welcoming the changes, getting excited about what could be, you know, and not getting caught up on loss too much. Like, if any of us are not ready to make this kind of leap or make this kind of jump, because there are people who will be in that boat, there's nothing wrong with that either, right? Everybody's on their own journey, on their own path, doing their own thing. And if you're not ready to make this kind of a leap in your consciousness or in your pursuit of happiness, is looking for the right word, then that's okay. Then there's probably other stuff that you want to focus on, or other stuff that is going to be coming up for you to have to look at and to face, and nothing wrong with that either if you're not crossing the rainbow bridge. Like, don't get upset at yourself for it if you're in that boat, okay? Yeah, is that it? Can I check my notes, Clyde? Thank you. He's like, you're disturbing my nap time. Yeah, that's everything I wanted to mention. Now, as far as looking at your own chart for where this is going to be affecting you, you're going to look at Taurus, Leo, Aries, Cancer. Now, specifically, Aries 10 to 15 degrees, that's where I would look to see where you're going to have some of this, some really deep wounds that are truly your greatest strength, and to accept them in a way where it actually gives you confidence. It empowers you to be like, yeah, that was my experience. Yeah, I've been through that. But because I've been through that, I can do this. I can teach this, or I can offer this, or I can show this. Like, so that's essentially what you would be seeing with Aries 10 to 15 degrees. Taurus 15 to 20 degrees, Clydester, is where you're going to be seeing a lot of change. But there's also going to be confidence there too, and a lot of opportunities coming in as well for the House of Taurus. The House of Taurus should be really active, because that's also where the North Node is. That's where Uranus is going to be. That's where Mars is going to be, and all these aspects that are being created amongst those. So 15 to 20 degrees Taurus. Okay. Cancer 10 to 15 degrees. I just feel strong relationships with Cancer. A lot of strong relationships, and also I'm getting like emotional maturity and emotional strength, like almost like a stabilization. Thank you. Like a stabilization happening with where you have Cancer 10 to 15. Thank you. Yeah, I keep getting that affirmation, confirmation. Stabilizing, grounding, securing, maturing of the emotional self and your emotional body. 10 to 15 degrees Cancer. You might also have some serious relationship conflict happen there, but when it comes to the self, you're stabilizing there. It's great. Now with Leo, because Mercury throughout the week makes huge leaps in degrees, it goes from 12 to 23 degrees this week. That's like a huge jump. The new moon in Leo is at 5 degrees. So I would actually practice your own discernment with when it comes to Leo. You could look at like 5 to 10 degrees Leo if you want to, and just look at that, because that's where the new moon is happening. But Mercury is playing a significant role this week, but it's such a huge range that I would actually say just look at your house of Leo, even if it, don't you know what I'm trying to say? Even if it overlaps with two houses, I would look to Leo, and that's where you're going to have this bold energy. That's where you're going to be very loud and proud and expressive, and be initiating conversations, initiating movements. A lot of social energy coming in with Leo, but also realizations. For those who don't know, when I do astrology, I also keep getting channelings too about the things that I'm talking about. Yeah, a lot of realizations as well. A lot of inspirations coming in. You might get a lot of light bulb moments, like aha moments. A lot of aha moments coming in the house of Leo. So that's my spiel about the astrology. Let's go ahead and pull some cards, even though I have a cat like across my entire table. He knows it too. Like, he is so cute. He knows how cute he is. Like, he knows I hate moving him. He's also persistent, so. How am I gonna do this? If I start shuffling, he'll probably just move. But yes, you are handsome. Okay. Coming into the energy of the week. I just want to sit with the energy before I get into cards. They're showing me the Mountain card from my Lenormand deck. That screams obstacles, challenges. There is a need to stay diligent. Actually, this came up in the New Moon Leo live that I did yesterday on Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, it was a few days ago. That diligence, staying focused, like very Saturnian energy is going to be really helpful. Thank you, I forgot. Towards the end of the week, Mercury is going to be opposing Saturn. You might have some conflict with some authority figures and even just feeling like restrictions are being placed upon you, whether it's by institutions like government and society, or it's by people trying to have control over you. A lot of control issues going on there, and a lot of rebellious energy going on there. Always do you, but again, try to stay open-minded and try not to be too impulsive this week. Like, go with the flow, but don't speak without thinking. Speak from feeling, right? Speak from feeling, but give yourself a few moments before you blurt out whatever it is you want to say, okay? Anyway, so Saturnian energy, I kept feeling that coming in. I wonder if we have any fixed stars. We don't have any fixed stars under the new moon that are significant, but during the week, I wouldn't be surprised if we have some fixed stars that are really strong in like Saturnian nature, because I keep feeling really, really strong Saturn. And the full moon Aquarius that is on the 11th, that sounds right, August 11th is going to have a strong aspect to Saturn in Aquarius as well. I believe it's got to be a conjunction. Yeah, a conjunction. Anyway, so do you be bold, be proud, have fun. Don't be like super serious. It's still about like fun, playful Leo energy, right? Have fun with what it is you're doing and how you're expressing yourself. But stay focused on what you want. Like this new moon, especially coupled to the full moon, a lot of clarity in what your new path can look like and what your new direction can look like. And if you're not taking a new direction, you might just be reshaping it a little bit, revising it a little bit. This is a time to not let up on that, okay? Even if you ruffle people's feathers, it's fine. You're kind of supposed to not poke the bear intentionally, but if people get upset at you being you, then so be it. Some of you have no idea, this is kind of a cool channeling. I was seeing the Mountain card and they showed me the Star card, which is also part of the Lenormand deck. It's hidden behind it. Some of you guys have no idea what is behind that mountain, what a new direction can entail for you. It's funny because it feels very Piscean to me. We don't have a lot of Pisces right now. We have Neptune in Pisces. Vesta and June are also in Pisces, so I take that back. Vesta is creating an aspect in the new moon. I forgot about that. Feels very dreamy. It feels very much like dreaming big. I like it though. I like it. And part of moving into this whole sense of wholeness, right? You're also removing restrictions that you've placed on yourself in your mind, right? Self-limiting beliefs is another term for that. Yeah, don't be afraid to dream big. That's really what I keep getting. Don't be afraid to dream big, because what is around the corner for you could be way bigger than you ever thought was possible. Or it could even allude to a fantasy or dream that you've had that's been long repressed, long put away because you just thought it's just too grand or grandiose. This is not a time to play it small. It's Leo season. Leo ain't small. Leo is not small, especially working with Lionsgate. Dream big, go big. I actually want to say, this might be the title of the week, weekly reading. Go big and go home. True home. Whatever your little vision of what heaven on earth looks like, in your own little sanctuary of home, go big and go home is what I want to say. Let's get into some cards. He's giving me stink eye. He's literally giving me the stink eye. I'm working. What do you want me to do? All right, what deck are we starting with? I'm actually hearing the song Dream On. I forget who sings that. Is it Aerosmith? It's not Journey. Can't be Journey. I think it's Aerosmith. I'm totally wrong genre, right? I think it's Aerosmith. Yeah, I'm hearing the song Dream On. Oh, God, sorry. I'm just really feeling the vibes. Yeah, actually, I kind of want to start with my astrology deck. By the way, I'm getting ready for the retreat, so it's like I'm very much like not here in my physical body that much, so I might be a little spacey. Black Moon Lilith astrology deck, that's what it's called. Let's start here. Any messages or insights? Any messages or insights for the collective? Be very mindful of your energy. This is a really easy time to really shape your reality without thinking, without realizing, without being conscious, without being aware. So if you kind of start to feed on fear, or you really hold on to a restricted mindset, you might get a lot more of that in your reality. And with Uranus at play, creating all this change, just be very careful. You might end up creating things in your reality that you really don't want, and it might be to an extreme. Okay, this is, again, they keep saying big, 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 big. Like, this is big time energy. Okay, this is not small time energy. This is not just like an everyday sort of energy. Wherever your focus is on, whatever energy that's coming from, you're gonna get that back to you in a big way. Okay. Any messages or insights for the collective regarding this week? Really feeling Venus all of a sudden. I'm hearing stirrings of the heart. Some of you might come across initiation time this week. All that means is when initiation time comes, it can sometimes feel challenging. It can sometimes feel a little dense, like suddenly, like there's just so much going on around you, or you're being challenged with a lot of things, or old opportunities that remind you of things from the past, like suddenly pop up, and like there's a temptation that goes along with that. The initiation period is just to help you to see how far you have come and to really solidify your growth so that you can really move on to your next chapter. You can move on to the next stage of evolution, or even ascension if you want to take it to a really spiritual context. But I'm really feeling that temptation a little bit with Venus, so just be mindful. You've grown, okay? Whoever I'm speaking to, who's resonating with this, you're gonna feel it if it's resonating for you. You've grown, okay? You've grown, you're a new person. It's taking you time to remember that. It's taking you time to realize that. Yeah, I feel like definitely some opportunities that like remind you of all the shit you've already done and been through. Like, oh, another one of these, another one of these, another one of these. It's just to get you to see you've grown, okay? So don't revert to old habits. Don't revert to what's familiar. You're a new person. Act from that new place. Someone needed to, I think a lot of you needed to hear that. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Surprises, lots of surprises, not surprised by that. Some of you guys are going to be really kept on your toes. If you start to feel anxiety, uneasiness, it's just your awareness that something's coming. It's just your awareness that big changes are like right here. That's all it is. Try not to feed it mentally too much. Like, try not to get caught up in like, why am I anxious? What am I sensing? What's gonna happen? Like, that'll just throw you off balance. But I'm definitely feeling that. Like, kind of like before an earthquake happens, you feel the pre-shock, the pre-quake. For those who've been traumatized by earthquakes, like it feels like that, like a tremor. It feels like a tremor, but it feels like it's in the nervous system. Any messages or insights for the collective? Whoa, sorry, Clyde. 12th house. Wow, 12th house. 36 breaking down to a 9. I'm hearing completions and sacrifices. Completions and sacrifices. Completions and sacrifices. I'm also getting this really like I'm also getting a very internal energy going on here with the 12th house card. Almost like the recognition of how vast of a being you are. This is not for everybody. Again, there are some of you who are on a really serious, like potent spiritual kind of a path right now who are resonating with this. And there's some of you where you're just kind of getting there. And others of you, you're just kind of dealing with like everyday stuff, which isn't, again, a judgment. It's just I'm feeling where everyone's at and everybody's in such a different place. I just want to make sure I'm communicating everything. But yeah, some of you are recognizing how vast of a being you are, and you're kind of everything you need, right? Everything else in the world is a want for the most part, you know, outside of shelter and food. Unless you're going like full monk mode, right? Maybe some of you are. But you're recognizing that everything you could ever need, any truth that you would ever feel like is lacking, is all found internally. I feel just such an amazing strength with that for those of you who are in that boat. But coming back to the others, sacrifice and completion. Sacrifice is also something I was hearing somebody talk about today. Just an interesting synchronicity. Some of these changes that may be happening in the physical reality, some of you might really see it as things are being taken away from you in a very physical way, and it might really challenge your ego. It might make you feel really lost. It might make you feel like you have a lot of, it's just fear and uncertainty. But it's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to realize that you are strong and you are resilient. And it might even make you realize that certain material things you never really needed, you just thought you needed them. Sometimes when we go through struggles and hardships, it is not just a growing period, but if we're able to go through those experiences and able to let go of having certain things, having access to certain things, it can come back to us many times over in a different form or as a reward. Sometimes sacrifice or having to let things go or experiencing loss is not necessarily a bad thing. Yes, it's a challenge, and yes, it's uncomfortable, but it always facilitates growth. Lots of beautiful healing too. Something else that was coming in as a channeling for this whole Rainbow Bridge stuff in relation to Chiron was a burning away. I don't know if I mentioned that. Thank you. Giving so much information. The sun of Leo is actually how they're giving it to me. The sun of Leo, the intensity of Leo, the fire of Leo, working on those Chiron energy is going to help to burn away some of these things that have imprinted on our brains, imprinted on our consciousness, and imprinted on our bodies that again have been holding us back from being a whole integrated self. The other thing is, it's just you're coming to the awareness of being whole and integrate, like of being whole and complete. You've always been whole and complete. The illusion is that you haven't been, right? It's like you're gonna stop believing the illusion of that. Anyway, lots going on with that one card. I'm gonna put that card down. Any other messages or insights? Wow. Mercury retrograde with reinvention. Definitely would say reinvention is a good word for what is also going on here, because it is as we're burning away those illusions and burning away the illusion that we're wounded when really it's our strength. And think about it too, like through the course of your life, like what part of you has just been too much for people, right, to handle, right? That part of you has probably been so bashed and so like made to be shameful that it's probably turned into one of your biggest wounds, right? But it's always been your strength. That's why it's always made people uncomfortable for the most part, right? For most circumstances. It's funny because with reinvention, I actually just like, again, it's coming home to the self. And it might look like a reinvention. It might look like a reinvention. If anything, I guess the reinvented thing is just the belief systems, right? Reinventing the belief systems, really challenging belief systems of society and others too as a result of this. But it is Mercury, and like I was saying, Mercury in Leo is the avenue that's helping us with this, right, to move towards change. So a lot of reconciling going on there in that 12th house energy. For those who don't know, 12th house is the void space. It's where we go to complete things. It's where we go to complete cycles and karmic energy and healing, so we could come back to the one, right? It's kind of like the last stop on the astrology wheel. And And the fact that Mercury is coming out there with all the Mercury Leo energy I was talking about, it makes total sense. It's helping us to break out. Okay, moving on. I mean, I honestly don't feel like we really needed the cards, but I know some of you guys really like the cards. Ooh, so we just got a little batch. I love the top card that I'm seeing. Any other messages or insights? Okay. Just some information coming in. Whew. Not what I expected underneath there. So we have Mars and Saturn and the Grand Trine. Remember what I was saying about focus? Saturn and Mars, you can't get more focused than that. Literally, you can't get more diligent and discipline and focus on Mars and Saturn energy. That's why that's here. If you stay with that, if you stick with that, if you stick with your truth and you don't let up, do not let up, Grand Trine with blessings, big rewards to come of it. Some of you have had to be in this energy and it's been really challenging. Oh, I'm getting months. So, I mean, maybe for some of you it's years, but I really feel like it's months. I'm getting fall, like probably since fall 2021 or even January 2021, trying really hard to hold on to shit, like trying really hard to push through the grind. And that's recognized. Like Spirit recognizes that. Spirit sees that. It doesn't, what's the word? It's not just forgotten. It's not just unnoticed. Okay. Blessings to come for those of us who are diligent and those of us who have stuck with our truth and those of us who are not letting up. Some of you, it's the beginning of that, right? Where you go into this mode and rewards to come later. Most definitely when Saturn goes direct in, actually talking about fall again, but this upcoming fall, when Saturn goes direct in October, I do expect that some people will be getting some big rewards there. And it's going to happen right before eclipse season, the next round of eclipse season. The last eclipse season was May. As we all know, that was intense. Thank you, Scorpio. Is it right before or during? No, I think it's like literally right before. It might just be days before. Anyway, days before eclipse season, when we have, it's a new moon. Yeah, a new moon Scorpio and then full moon Taurus, excuse me. Also, Mars will go retrograde during that time. Just so you know. But yeah, rewards to come for some people during that time, just because Saturn's going direct. And on the bottom, we've got 9th house. Spirituality, higher learning, traveling, law, justice. 33, I'm noticing with the master number there. Also, of course, Mercury there with the 9th house. I'm hearing reformed belief systems, and definitely feeling some structural, like earthly material related stuff going on here too. Probably in the realm of education. That's really tied to belief systems though. That's really tied to belief systems. There are definitely going to be more people understanding that truth is a fluid concept. Yeah, interesting. That truth is a fluid concept, and the way that we go about learning and education is definitely going to be changing relatively soon. Is something going to happen with the school systems? I don't know. I feel something there with educational institution. We'll see how that plays out. But that's just kind of what I'm getting. I'm also noticing the 333. Just gonna put it really up close so you guys see that synchronicity 333. This also alludes to higher level consciousness. Like I said, some of you are on the ascension path, and here it is just being alluded to. And the Clydesdale is back. Oy. I love him. I really do. All right. Okay. I don't really feel like we need to pull anymore. Oh, well, I'll do one more. I'm going to do a tarot spread. Cat hair. Wow. I mean, being sticky doesn't help. We have a cat shedding everything. Okay. Light Seers. We'll do Light Seers. Oh, but I really kind of want to do my Norse deck. Okay, we're going to do Norse deck. This is my Runic Tarot deck. Not mine, but you know, a Runic. It's called Runic Tarot. It's my copy. It's not my deck. Don't know. I felt the need to over-explain that. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Any other messages or insights for the collective? One more. I'd be shocked if we didn't get the Sun card. I'm really feeling that Sun energy. Let's see here. Ooh. Ooh. We got Lovers and the Ace of Pentacles, and it landed right on top of, almost a Grand Blessings, Grand Trine Blessings, landed right on top of that. Oh my God, that's crazy. So like I said, new paths, new directions, new opportunities are really coming in here, being flooded in, and it's going to help you to realize what's available to you. And really, I really recommend dream big, be open-minded, let dreams and fantasy kind of play a role here. All over the cards. Sorry, hold on, guys. Clyde, come here. Oh, you big boy. Sorry, I'm almost done. All right, putting all my cards back. All right. New directions and new paths, right? And new opportunities. New opportunities in relationships, but also when it comes to what's available to you moving forward as far as your path goes. First of all, there's a good opportunity here to align your path to the direction of the collective as well, to have a collective path and timeline be cemented. Really important for this period of time. And like I said, nobody is insignificant. Everybody is significant. Your choice does affect the collective. You might not think it does, but it does. Okay. Anyway, solidifying this new path and new timeline. And also new sources of abundance. You know, we are talking about shaking up a lot of Taurus energy, and that is about resources and money, food, agriculture, even the physical vessel. Cards everywhere. Even the physical vessel. When I think of Taurus, I think of it as legs of a table, right? It's the first blocks you put down to build an empire on, right? So we're talking about that. Those sorts of things really getting shaken up here, and it almost feels like new second house energy for available to all of us here. Okay, but I'm loving this. I'm so loving this. And again, you might meet some people who are going to be a really important part of your path moving forward, or just to catalyze you into a new direction. I definitely feel some of you might be meeting people where it's just kind of facilitating like insight, like just to have like a couple revelations about yourself that maybe you weren't able to get otherwise. Definitely feeling some of those like divinely guided relationships and soul contracts, even if they're short-lived. So just know that not everybody's gonna be sticking around long term, but that's the case all the time anyway. So try not to get too attached to people regardless of what's going on here. Okay, beautiful. Let's move on. Any other messages or insights for the collective? Two of Cups, of course. Relationships, so kind of what I was already talking about. But interestingly enough, it landed right on top of the Mercury retrograde. When you are in this Mercury Leo energy, and you're roaring like the lioness that you are, right? At people, just showing your heart, whatever sits in that heart, you're showing your heart. Everybody's gonna be showing their heart, whatever sits there, essentially. And when you're dealing with people, wait for that to pass. And when you're dealing with people, they're gonna really, oh my God, I just noticed the rainbow bridge. Anyway, they're going to really see you. You're going to really see them. This is also a great time to allow for certain people to align with you and who you truly are, and opportunities that truly align with who you are, not just the distortions that we've been carrying around, and the wounds we've been carrying around, and the misconceptions and illusions about ourselves that we've been carrying around. Okay, and it might shake some relationships up. Some of these might fall away, but again, I really feel a good chance to meet people who are going to be a big part of your path moving forward, because you have now taken off the Chiron brain, right, of how you see yourself, and you're really moving into the place of being whole and complete. I can even look at this too as the merging of the self, right? And you can say it's masculine, feminine, but it's beyond that, right? Think of the Trinity. The Trinity's been big for me personally, like as I've been kind of working with collective energy, uniting yourself, uniting your feminine, your masculine self to become the child, which is just a pure divine sense of self, is all it is, right? Anyway, I know I'm talking a lot. Moving on. The devil made an appearance. Wow. Do you feel the Leo-ness off of these cards? Jupiter Leo, by the way, with the Six of Wands, and then the Strength card, literally Leo. I love in this deck that it's a bear. I just have to say, I know it's, you guys are used to seeing a lion, but I love that it's a bear, and especially a white bear. Maybe arguably it's a polar bear, right? Because bears are so resilient. Bears are just pure stamina and strength, but also when I've worked with bear energy, bear is one of my power animals personally, and it's really beautiful medicine. I look at it as like feminine strength and nurturing. Like, you can't knock down a bear. You're not going to knock a bear down. They're the ones who are strong for everybody else. They act as really good anchors, but they're feminine. They come in and they hold space, right? Just to recover and to heal. Anyway, enough about bear. I just love bears. So strength with the Six of Wands. Again, that focus, that diligence, that confidence in showing all of your heart and all of your fierceness, right? And when we say showing the heart, it's not just an emotional thing, right? It's not just, here's my compassion. It's not just that. It's, here's everything that I am. All of my capabilities, all of my passions, all of my confidence, all of my chi, here is me. Like, all right, so that's what I'm saying here. And we have a very victorious energy against the devil. I love it. I know I'm being all dramatic. I'm just happy and excited. That's beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. Devil is the shit that holds us down, right? And devil's not always all bad. Devil, I think, gets a bad rap, but especially in this context, like, devil is the stuff that has been restricting us and holding us back. It also is illusions, things that we tie ourselves to or attach to or obligate ourselves to, hold ourselves to, that actually just keep us from being ourselves or keep us from living up to our full potential. So becoming victorious over that. Oh, all right. See what else wants to come out. I can't believe how long this video is. Kind of reminds me of my old videos. Any other messages or insights? Clyde's back. Any other messages or insights? I know, you're adorable. This last card wants to come out. Beautiful. Even more beautiful. We have the Page of Pentacles. New plans. What it is. It's new plans, it's new studies, it's new ventures, looking at resources and money in a new way. Ready to, I almost want to say remaster. Ready to remaster our material plane with a new perspective, with a new sense of self and a new direction. Excuse me. Overall, we got the King of Swords. This is a mastery of truth and clarity. Also a lot of communication going on there. We do have the Four of Swords. Ooh, with the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, Queen of Pentacles. Whoa, 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 whoa. Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. So don't worry, I'm going to break it down for you. First of all, King of Swords and the Four of Swords implies that there is some truth coming in after taking some time of being removed. Okay, either removing ourselves from certain relationships or taking a little bit of a hermit mode energy. But I also feel like a a resuscitation of our truth and belief systems. Again, coming home to our own sense of self, right? So here we have that, and we have almost like a reemergence happening here with the Knight of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. This is moving into integrity. This is, okay, you know what? I get things now. I understand some things now about myself and about what I want and about the world, what have you. I'm ready to commit. I'm ready to be diligent. I'm ready to be focused, and I'm ready to not give up on what's going to give me a sense of security long term, and also a sense of happiness and fulfillment, right? As we are showing our inner lion, lionesses, right? Showing all of our hearts, especially with the Queen of Pentacles here, right? This is saying, I'm ready to do what I have to do to receive the life I want, but especially in terms of having some sense of material and financial security as well. But it is also from pursuit of your own passions and your own desires, right? So learning to love life and be all of who you are, but in a way where you can still support yourself and you're still solid and you're still good and you're still okay. It's really also committing to the new you, reinvented you, what have you, and being okay, finally stepping away from the devil, from old you, Chiron, wounded you, that sort of deal. Now, underneath that, I know. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Okay. Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands with the King of Pentacles. The King and the Queen with the Queen of Wands right in the middle. This might as well represent Leo right now, because this is, right? It's confidence. It's the ultimate level of being able to attract whatever you want towards you. It's kind of like a magical energy. The Queen of Wands is like a mystic of sorts, right? But it's confidence, it's living in your truth, it's living in your passion, it's living out of your heart space and doing what feels good to you. And that is actually helping to unite these different aspects of yourself, right? How you physically, right? How you physically go about, be proactive and take action and cause change that's needed to facilitate receiving what it is you're looking for, to receive the stability and fulfillment that you're looking for. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Now, some of you, this might translate into relationships, just so you know, because it is definitely at play with everything that Venus is doing. So moving into the state of clarity of the self and moving to the state of wholeness within the self, and you're being committed to yourself, you can possibly attract somebody who's at that exact same place. Your heart's open and on, their heart is open and on. You're focusing on what's best for you and how you can also be of service, so are they, right? This is just, I'm also really seeing that as like a magnetic force drawing people together for collaborations or romantic or friends or what have you. So this is a crazy week. This was a crazy reading. I got a little pouty kitty right here. I don't think you guys need advice. I really don't. I don't think you guys need any advice. Am I gonna do the rising sign thing? I feel very energetic. Where are my notes? Hold on. I might not have enough space on here. Am I gonna do... I'm hearing a no, but I want to. I'm hearing no, though. My cards are telling me not to do it. They probably know I'm going to burn out my energy. Okay, so it's a no. So I'm not going to do it. I know some of you guys really looked forward to doing that, for that to happen. What if I just pulled a card? Okay, I'm going to pull a card. I'm going to pull a card for each sign. We'll do that. We'll do that. I'm going to use Lightseer's Tarot for this one. So, sorry, Clyde, sorry. So I'm doing this by the sign, not necessarily the rising sign. Just like how I would always say, you know, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter for your placements, and use your own discernment when you're looking at your sign. And this is tropic, but yes, you can also apply this to Vedic. Yeah, all right, so let's go. Aries, can I get a card for Aries, please? Can I get a card for Aries? Aries. feel like you're battling yourself a lot here. Let's see. You guys have Queen of Swords. I feel like a Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, I feel twos. I feel twos with you, Aries. Maybe twos are just synchronicity for you. But Queen of Swords, this is basically saying, like, just take time to practice your discernment here. Yeah, take time to practice your discernment here. I feel self-reflection more than anything. It's not just examining what's going on around you. I definitely feel self-reflection here with you. Especially if you're an Aries rising. Especially if you're an Aries rising. Yeah. Contemplation, reflection, meditation. That's really what I'm getting with you, Aries, to spend time there. Anything else for Aries? Especially when it comes to talking. Oh, that just came in. Especially when it comes to talking. Okay. I recommended everybody listen before they speak, like give people the space to listen, but Aries, it seems like that needs to be some really strong advice for you. Yeah. I think you're gonna be very tempted to just do, but this is saying really take time with your mental space here. Okay. All right, Taurus. Can I get a card for Taurus, please? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Taurus, you guys got Page of Pentacles. You got ideas. Wow, that just came in. You've got a lot of ideas. I like it though. I like it. It's like, I feel like you're ready to just do some crazy investments and like throw some money around. Like that's really what I'm feeling with you. I also feel a lot of olive branches. I do feel like you are kind of going back to old people and having some conversations. Whether it's just for some I feel like it's closure, but I also feel it's to kind of reassess. I think you've changed. I think there's been a lot of changes for you personally. And I think you recognize that there's probably been some bridges burned that actually could really benefit you now. And you're recognizing that, okay, maybe I shouldn't have thrown that relationship away, or maybe I shouldn't have walked away so harshly. Time to let me reconnect with them, see where they're at, and see if they're who I really think they are. I'm definitely feeling that vibe. But yeah, I feel like you're ready to get with some friends and throw some money into some investments. Like I feel that so strongly. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. Ooh, I need to cook up with some Tauruses. Sorry, Clyde. He's like, what's that bracket? All right, Gemini. I feel like you're actually helping a lot of people. I feel like you're a solution person right now. Oh, you got the Knight of Cups. You're a good place for people to land during this time. So here you are in water energy. The Knight of Cups is perfect for this week for you because it's literally open heart. I'm approaching with my heart. I'm showing you compassion and empathy and support and love and all of that. Yeah, Gemini, I feel like you're acting as a good place for people to land during this time, to offer solutions to people, to offer advice to people, to offer comfort to people. It's a really yummy energy. It feels very much like King and Queen of Cups. And I don't feel like it's taking anything away from you. I actually think you're finding a lot of fulfillment in that. You're finding a lot of fulfillment in that and being there for people. You're also finding it very healing. You're kind of realizing it's a little bit of a superpower for you, which is, excuse me, really cool. Yeah. I like it. Okay. Oh. Some of you are going to be able to do this because your heart's going to get blown open. Just saying. Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. I feel like you mean business. I definitely still feel like the soft Cancer part of you, the very yummy Cancer part of you, the very healing, magical Cancer part of you, but I feel like you mean business. I would be surprised if a King card did not come out. Cancer. Can I get a card for Cancer, please? Oh, you got Ten of Pentacles in reverse. You're determined. I'm hearing determined. You're determined to, this is the term I've been using recently, create the container that you want for your life. Ten of Pentacles in reverse, it almost feels like what you have right now in your life, structurally speaking, your work situation, your house situation, your family situation, your money situation, it's not to your liking. I feel a lot of repressed desires, and I want to say repressed, like you really shoved them down and like put them aside. And I just feel like you've done that for the sake of other people as a way of self-sacrifice, but I don't think it was necessarily healthy. And I think a lot of you would agree that it was not, has not been. You're ready to take all that repressed shit and do something with it and really make it happen, but it needs a solid container to make that a reality in your physical reality. And I feel like that's where your focus is at. So Cancer, you're doing a lot of re-examining of how everything would fit and how everything needs to look, and reprioritizing a lot of things. So that's what I'm feeling with you. I just heard drawing board. Some of you might have to literally start over in a couple areas, but I feel like you're not scared to do that. Like you almost feel like you're in total fire energy, which makes sense. It's you know, we're moving into fire season, right? But you're determined. You're gonna do it. I think some of you are tired of being uncertain and tired of being scared. So you're just gonna do something about it. I like it. Cool. All right, Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Can I get a card for Leo for this week? Big week for Leos. Any Leo stelliums here? Big week for you guys. Leo. Oh, yeah, Six of Cups. Definitely you're pulling some old dreams out of the closet for sure. For sure. But I also feel like you're really severing ties to patterns, but possibly even people and possibly even family members. I'm seeing a sword. I'm seeing a sword like cut through a cord. Like you're severing some serious ties, and that's because it's really compromised you. It's compromised you, and you want different. There's so much good, yummy memories mixed with bad is what I'm really feeling here. Like mixed with sadness, mixed with regret, mixed with, and I'll be honest, I'm feeling bitterness, feeling a little bit of bitterness there, but I'm feeling like way back. I'm feeling childhood, okay? Feeling childhood with this, like teenage years, especially for those of you where, you know, you're a few decades into your life, you're really, really going way back. Yeah, very similar to Cancer in that you're ready to have the emotional experience of life that you've always wanted, especially when it comes to the people that you have in your life. You're done with anything that's been compromising that. I feel a lot of karmic energy there, and especially family karmic energy there. Some hard conversations coming in for Leos, but needed and also very healing. Okay. Did I miss anybody? Oh no, there's 5. It's like, I feel like there was like not enough cards. Virgo. Hey Virgo. You feel like a Scorpio all of a sudden. Why do you feel like a Scorpio? All of a sudden I felt like Scorpio. Like so much Scorpio energy coming in with you. Okay. Why so much Scorpio? Any messages or insights from my Virgos? To be your own person. I like it. 9 of Pentacles. To be a truly confident, independent person who has a lot of self-worth and truly believes in who they are and believes in themselves. There's a lot of shadow work backing this, Virgo. Like that Scorpio energy is like, it's so present. It's so present and it's so prominent. You might even feel like you're going through a death process during this time. Well, everyone's kind of feeling like they're sitting in the sun. We are all sitting in the sun, but it almost is like the sun is like shining over a dark cave for you, and you're like coming out of the cave into the light. So it might feel a little bit like, you know, heavier and denser than I think some other people's experience. But But this is really claiming yourself and really claiming your self-worth and really claiming the belief in yourself and not being so hard on yourself. There's a really nice freedom that I'm feeling with this for you, Virgo, and I'm loving it. Good. Good, good, good. Okay. Libra. Libra, Libra, Libra. Is this for Libra? You got your own card, Libra. It's a good sign. That's a positive sign. You're doing your Libran thing, maintaining balance. I feel like you're also learning to, like, because your nature is to be in the middle, right? Your nature is to mediate, to act as like a good, like, balancing force in situations. And I feel like, you know, you're aware of that. But I feel like you're practicing that with less compromise to yourself, right? So not as much people pleasing going on there. Like you're fine acting as support, but you're not doing the people pleasing thing anymore. You're over that. You're so over that. Yeah, you're so over that. Wow. You're so over that. I think some of you are going to be really spending a lot of time making peace with how you've compromised yourself for other people. It's also helping you to realize, like, what you want. Oh, I thought it was a spider. It was just cat hair. Sorry. With what you want out of relationships, what you need out of relationships, but that also starts with how you want to conduct yourself in relationships for the overall mental health and emotional health of you. There's a really strong energy here. I like it, Libras. I like it. Really, really, really strong energy. You could also be getting like some sort of return on like some finances. I'm feeling a little bit of that for you guys. Like things that have been withheld. I feel like financially or physically, like something about like Pentacle part of your life is coming back into balance for you. But yeah, so that's what I'm getting from my Libras. Yeah. Yeah, okay, moving on. Oh, sorry, I just heard criticism. You're done being criticized. You're done being criticized. You're done with you're done with that. You're done. You're so done with that shit. You're zenning out when people judge and criticize you. You're not going to be susceptible to that anymore. Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio. Can I get a card from my Scorpios, please? For this week, for Scorpio. For Scorpio, Scorpio, Scorpio. Whoa! Of course, I threw many cards out for you. Am I taking all of these? I am. Wow. Lucky you, Scorpios. You guys got 4 cards. Oh my. We have 7 of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Wands in reverse. I'm feeling some money stuff going on here. We got King of Pentacles, and we have the Page of Swords. Scorpios, I don't know if you guys have been struggling financially, but that's kind of how this is feeling to me. Like you just want to change your financial situation. You feel like it's not getting you to where you want to be and who you want to be. So here you are evaluating with the 7 of Pentacles and 8 of Wands in reverse. That's kind of the mountain energy I was getting in the very beginning of this video. Blocks and challenges and delays. And you're trying to figure out how the hell do I get the fuck around this? is what I'm feeling with you. Because this is what you want. You want to be the King of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. That's what you want. You want to be able to sit on your throne looking at your life, your empire, and I can feel like you want to be inspired. You want some new ideas. Who else had this? Oh, Taurus. Oh, that makes sense. You're 1/7, right? Your counterpart. So you and your counterpart, Taurus, are in very similar spaces. You're ready to change something in your financial sector, something in the way that your life is physically structured, your home, your career, etc., etc., etc. You're ready to try something new that will elevate you to the next level because you're at the 7. And as a King of Pentacles, that's how you see yourself. You see yourself as a King of Pentacles. You're like, I'm a King of Pentacles. I need to start living and acting like a King of Pentacles because the King has the 10 and you're at the 7. So that seems to be what's on your mind. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. I'm hearing the word secret, not surprising with Scorpio. I almost want to say secret weapon. Secret sauce, secret ingredient. It's got that kind of vibe to it. I feel like that's what you're on the hunt for. I think you're gonna find it. Some sort of secret ingredient, secret something that is gonna give you access to a 10 of Pentacles. It's gonna help you like light bulb moment. I see how to make it. I see how to do it. I see how to implement that. I'm gonna go do that now. And it's something that's definitely new, but it's a big light bulb moment. What is the secret relating to for Scorpio? What's the secret relating to? Efficiency? Feels very Virgo all of a sudden. Something about efficiency. Being able to utilize efficiency. I feel efficiency, productivity, seeing how things can work easier. I think this is something that's natural to you, Scorpio, but I feel like it's been underestimated or understated or like underspoken. Underspoken is not a word. Not allowed. There's something about that feels like you were not allowed to utilize that part of you or express that part of you, or people didn't listen to you. Like that's what it is. That's what it is. That's your secret weapon, Scorpio. You have a lot of really good creative ideas on efficiency, on how to make things easier when it comes to large systems. That's totally what I'm getting for you, especially if you have any Virgo placements. And I feel like because that part of you was never listened to or acknowledged, or even just like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, like shoo away, Scorpio, I don't think you've utilized that for yourself. I almost feel like I've been doing things a certain way, like other people, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to do them differently because you can see how to do them better. Cool. There's your secret ingredient. All right, Sagittarius. Can I get a card for Sagittarius for this week? Oh, you guys got the Strength card. Okay, Saggy. You guys got the Leo card. That's very powerful. Saggys, normally, like, every Sag I've ever met is pretty optimistic and pretty much like, this is just who I am. So be it. But I do feel a little bit of shame and judgment, like, on being so like that. Like a sense of rejection is what I feel like you've been carrying around and what you've been kind of hiding away, that like you're too much for people. Like just innately in who you are and how you carry your energy is just too much, is what I just keep getting. Too much. Now, I do also feel a taming with this, and I'm not saying to not be yourself. But it feels like, you see how she's like half lion and half woman? It's like the animal part of you, the primal part of you, like the raw part of you almost seems like it's been all out in full force for the most part, and you struggle with that, with people's reactions to that. So there is this learning of balancing, right? Like I can still be my raw primal self, but I don't have to attack people with it. I don't have to attack people with it. I don't gotta shove it in people's faces. I can still be me and allow people their own boundaries and their own sovereignty, and having confidence in being able to do that, and knowing that I'm still me and I'm still seen, and people will still hear me. Yes, there we go. And people will still hear me, and people will still see me, even if I'm not 100% wild in their space with my energy. Interesting, very interesting. But you got the Leo card, so that's a pretty good sign for this week, given that we are in a lot of Leo energy and we have Lionsgate going on. I like this. This almost feels like temperance, to be honest. But I like that for you. Capricorn. Can I get a card for Capricorn, please? Oh, yes. Oh, Cappies, I know you needed that. I know you needed a card like this to come out. Wow, you guys got like one of the jackpot cards here with Empress. Cappies, I mean, a lot of people have been struggling in these energies the last couple of years, but I know my Cappies have been hit super hard. I know you guys have, because we've been dismantling Capricorn energy for the last couple of years, right? But here we have Empress, we have growth, we have fertility, we have nourishment, we have abundance. Like, that's what's coming in here for my Cappies. Grace, I'm hearing the word grace. This is awesome. So moving beyond the excitement of the Empress, what else am I feeling for my Capricorns? What else am I feeling for my Capricorns? It's interesting because Capricorns, something that I'm feeling with you is this strength. This strength, like constantly being in almost like a masculine energy, constantly being in a masculine, grounding, anchoring, protective, providing, being of service kind of energy, and it feels really draining. It also feels like you haven't looked out for yourself. So here you are coming out as Empress, right? And Empress is just the counterpart to that energy, right? But it's like it's more feminine. It's more almost Cancerian, Capricorn to Cancer, right? And being able to be in a place of receiving protection, receiving abundance, receiving instead of giving so much. But being in an Empress energy is also providing something for people around you, right? Because you're able to hold space just in an emotional way, in an energetic way. So it's like, I like this because it feels like you've totally broken a pattern, is what this feels like to me, Cappies. You've totally broken a pattern, and you are taking care of yourself in a way where you've taken care of others. And you're going to be receiving. Capricorns are learning to receive, and I like it. Very magical. Wow, Cappies, you so needed that. It's coming, Cappies. All right, Aquas. Aquas. Aquas, you guys might potentially have some romantic energy coming in here. I'm feeling intimacy. I'm feeling intimacy with other people. So keep in mind that could be a play here for you. Ooh, we got Two of Pentacles. Balance and decision making. I keep feeling a lot of social energy with you, though. So it's like, even though the Two of Pentacles is out here, I'm really feeling intimacy, exchanges of intimacy happening with you. I do feel like you definitely are making a lot of decisions around the house, around the home, your living situation. Right, thank you. Yeah, your living situation seems to be standing out a lot here. Whether it's because of the inhabitants or it's just the lifestyle that you're living because of where you live, you're recognizing there's a need to change it because it's not fulfilling. It's not bringing you joy. It's not bringing you happiness. There's also this recognition of wanting intimacy, of wanting a certain type of intimacy. And I feel like there's been a pattern of really pushing that away because you feel really misunderstood. You feel like people just really don't get you. You feel like you can't have meaningful conversations with people, but I can feel it. There's such a longing for intimacy, though. And either it's because of your environment or the people that you're living with doesn't facilitate that. And so you're kind of like going back and forth on what changes need to happen, how you can kind of restructure things in your household is really what I'm getting here. So yeah, decisions are there, but it's really about intimacy for you. Pisces, last but not least, Pisceans. Pisces, whatever is going to be coming out here, something that I'm really feeling and I really want to say to you, everybody has like some unique magic that they can bring to the table. Everybody has something about them that's niche and special and needed and important. And your Pisceanness, your ability to have such empathy and compassion and to see the impossible is so needed right now and is very special. And maybe I need to say this because some of you have a personal like wound around that, or maybe like there's a lack of acceptance with that part of you. But yeah, it's special. It's special and it's needed. Can I get a card for Pisces for this week? Magician. No wonder I needed to say it. Pisces. Because you are the dreamers and because you really can see beyond the veil, you can see the impossible, you can create the impossible too. Remember that. It's a really, really awesome skill to have. It's a really beautiful gift to have. And, you know, not to say that we're not all capable of it, but it comes naturally to you. It's part of your nature, right? So while I've been saying this whole video that everybody is significant, nobody is insignificant, and everything we do affects the entire collective, you can really affect the collective here in this energy with Magician. Oh. I was going to say, I knew you were going to get a major arcana. I should have just called it. But anyway. I mean, look, she's literally sitting there playing with the universe. Literally playing with the cosmos energetically and understanding her understanding how she is, she or he? Oh, I guess it's a he. He, she, whatever. It, whatever. How they are involved in the flow of energy into the grand plan and grand design. Like there's a clear understanding here and a clear understanding of how to adapt and flow with it. This is your strength, Pisces, and this is something that you can really lean into during this period of time, and especially this week, to really manifest your heart's desire. Okay? Yeah, don't hide this part of you. It's magical. It's magical. I'm actually hearing persecution. That's weird. I don't know. I feel like I'm tapping into some past life stuff there. You're powerful, you're magical, let it shine through. Who cares what people say if they judge you for it or want to persecute you for it? I don't know if I said that right. It doesn't matter because you're a magician, okay? All right, guys, I'm glad I did it that way. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope you guys have an amazing week and a really awesome new moon. I am going to post the new moon video to I'm gonna post the new moon live up to Vimeo. It's already on Patreon. Okay. Yeah, and while I'm gone, I don't know how much I'm going to be posting. I'll probably be posting like very impromptu lives and, you know, chit chat here and there because I'm not going to be in my abode, and I'm going to be in a very like spiritually focused place. So just know that. Okay. All right, guys, I will see you later. Have a good week and a good night. Take care.